What's going on, Pete? I don't want to talk a little too much on this video because I'm starting to help people privately about how they deal with the child support order. Most people already know that I got one filed into my court case back in December. Haven't had to come out of the pocket at all. I was studying and learning about endorsements and bills of exchange and negotiable instruments. That's why I've been talking about it for the last few months, but I haven't dropped a lot of videos because I don't want to. I'm so used to being transparent online when it comes to this type of stuff and dropping all the jewels out there, and I have to get away from doing that too much because this is going to be what I do. Like, this is what I do. I don't work a 9 to 5. I take care of my father, and so this is what I'll be doing. You know what I'm saying? Showing and helping people with this process on getting their stuff done. And so now the only thing I got to do also is I'm going to get a request from the county recorder's office, the clerk of the court, to get the accounting on my court case, and to shut, you know, that just to confirm that everything is done away with, that I'm free from all this bullshit concerning the child support situation. Now, because you most don't know that you can actually bond your case. You're supposed to be bonding your case anyway. I'm not gonna get into that, but you can bond your case. And I've already chosen, you know, most people are already learning that the child support order is the payment. You're learning that it is a negotiable instrument by definition. Go look these words up. Go look at my video that I posted about a couple weeks ago about a payment. Something in the title called payment, you know, understanding payments or something like that. Go look at that video. I'm not gonna go into that, okay? You learn that the child support order is the money, okay? Depending on what you do with it. Now, you are the surety for your name. Of course, you're not a fiction. They never thought you were a fiction. That's some stuff that people were taught in the beginning when we were first learning this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They think you're a leader, you're a walking corporation and all this. I'm like, it's not what the fuck they think. You know, they think you're dead and you're all, that's all myth. As myth, you know, it's all myth. It's not what it is. The bottom line is we've been operating as ones that are still in a state of incapacitation. You're still incompetent. Though you're an adult, you're over 20, you're over 18, you're still incompetent. You're not knowing that you're supposed to be operating as a surety. You're operating as a surety, but you know, the surety is the one, get the damn definition for that word again so I can read it verbatim. So you can, you know, so we've been operating as a surety all our lives. We just didn't realize it. And we've even been taught by some of these people on the internet that you don't want to be the surety. They want you, you don't want to be the surety. They want you to be the surety for the court case and all this other stuff, but then they try to talk down on that position. And you don't know what it is, you know, so we run from it because we've been taught that. And never even looking the word up and understanding what it really is. A surety is a personal entity that agrees to be legally responsible for another person's debt or obligation. Okay, that's why we run from it, because we hear that definition. Now, let me go to the Black's Law Dictionary. I did a video on this before, but I'm gonna still kind of bump that one time before I go into what I'm saying right here. A surety is one who at the request of another and for the purpose or recurring him to a benefit becomes responsible for the performance by the latter of some act in favor of a third person, or hypothecates property as security. Therefore, I want to go to that other the 1990 version, like because I see the 2000 and this website, the Law Dictionary. For some reason, they have a lot of typos in their shit. I don't know why they have so many typos on that. I mean, I already don't read fans no damn way. They got me reading, studying and shit. Let me see if I go to this to the Law Dictionary. 1990. That's going to be the 6th edition. I'm used to using the 6th edition, and so I'm going to find it real quick and read it to you, and then I'll get back to my get the fuck out of the way. Damn pop-ups. Then I'll get to my the reason for this video, because I got people kind of struggling with how to actually deliver their stuff, set their stuff up for delivery. Surety, here we go. Okay, you passed it, Mike. Almost. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. A surety. It's a whole lot to read, but I'm just going to read the base definition. Say, one who at the request of another and for the purpose of securing to him a benefit becomes responsible for the performance by the latter of some act in favor of a third person, or hypothecates property as security therefore. Say, one who undertakes to pay money or to do any other act in event that his principal fails therein. Okay, that speaks volumes too. A person who is primarily liable for payment of debt or performance of obligation of another. Now, you understand that you as a surety are not the name. Two different situations. You got one is a fiction and one is a living being. But you as a living being, you're operating as a surety. You put on your hat as your title as a surety to perform on behalf of the legal name. That's what we're doing the whole time in equity. You're invoking equity when you're operating in suretyship. We've been doing this all our lives. If I go and buy something, I need a remote control for my whatever, my entertainment thing or whatever. My old remote went out. I go to the store, I buy this here, put it on the counter. It costs X amount of dollars. I'm gonna pull out my card, or either I'm gonna pull out some Federal Reserve notes, and I'm gonna swipe the machine, or I'm gonna give them some Federal Reserve notes to pay for the remote control. Now, keep in mind, on that card, if I swipe my card, let's use the card for example. I swipe my card, that's my the all caps name is written on the card. Michael Roseman is written on the card, okay? When you're swiping that thing, what you're doing is you're allowing them to pull Federal Reserve notes that you put in your bank account and pay for that thing. Pay for the remote control or whatever the item is. Or I give them Federal Reserve notes. Bottom line is I'm doing the performing. I'm performing on behalf of my legal name because that company, wherever I bought this from, just say Best Buy. Best Buy is selling this to Michael Roseman, okay? Best Buy only exists on paper, just like Michael Roseman only exists on paper. Me as a living man is doing business, and the cashier is doing business on behalf of Best Buy. I'm doing business on behalf of Michael Roseman. I have to perform for Michael Roseman. We've only been taught one way on how to pay bills. And that's with using Federal Reserve notes. We've never been taught to use nothing else. So since we work our 9 to 5s, and then we can't, aim for so much money coming in my check every single week or every other week when we get paid. We panic because we got this extra bill that's adding on to our other personal bills. And we don't know how to add that in there and make a good living and still make a comfortable living when we're living, when we're living our lives concerning these matters. So we panic and we thinking, we listen to anything on the internet where they tell you don't want to be the surety. You already are the surety. Okay? You just need to learn how to operate properly in suretyship. That's one of the reasons why I talk about endorsements a lot. I talk about bills of exchange. Go back and look at my video about payments. You see them, and money, understanding money. Because we swear we've been taught there is no money, yet we're on the internet charging folks money for for services and shit. We on here, we're spending money to eat. You're spending these things, you're using these instruments to eat, to make a living. Yeah, because we heard it regurgitated across the internet that there is no money. So we run with it. We don't even look the damn term up. Go look the term up and see exactly what is money. What suffices as money? Okay, I'm gonna touch other couple things because I'm gonna get to this here. I'm gonna get to this in a minute, but I gotta touch on a couple other things because there's some things that we don't think about the history of things, why things are put in place. Like we talk about things not being paid only by gold and silver and all this other stuff. Keep in mind the Federal Reserve didn't exist until the 1930s. You know, the early 1900s. Okay, gold and silver was being used during the gold standard and all that stuff. That was back in the what, 1700s. You know, there was no Federal Reserve notes. There was nothing. And keep in mind the world continues to evolve. Everything continues to change. The right to travel, when that was put in the Constitution was written in the late 1700s. The first car wasn't invented until the early 1800s, 100 years later. So things continue to evolve. So we can't continue using old shit and trying to apply it in 2024 and thinking the officials are supposed to honor what we're using, what we're trying to say. Just like we can't run around here talking about our children are property, you know, acting like we can really put children in a trust. We can't do that. That's what slavery was about. You can even claim slaves in the county recorder's office. There's a video out here where they're doing that. Well, somebody was doing that back in the day and the record was still there. It's still there from all them years. But you could do that because you could own slaves back then. But you can't own slaves now. So, you know, so you can try to think out of the box and try to say they own you and you're a slave and they made us slaves. If that's on you, you want to be a slave in your mind, that's totally on your goddamn ass. But I'm not going along with that shit because it's not true. Now, so you got to understand that there are different things that are put in place. The world continues to evolve. The rules continue to change. The laws continue to change. So as you know, just like when people who do taxes for someone who are tax prepared, they have to go and get updated on the tax laws all the time because they change them constantly. So you can't use old shit that was obsolete or been, you know, abolished, so to speak. So they got to move with the times. You got to move with the times. Okay. Now, so we're understanding that money is not just limited. It's not limited to just, they're trying to text me. Money is not limited to Federal Reserve notes. Okay. And if you look at, I ain't gonna even go there. If you look up the definition of money, there's even case law that even says that money, the Federal Reserve notes are actually a part of what's defined as money too. I wish I could find that shit it's in my cell phone. I don't want to mess around with it. Where did I find that at? I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. This was the Federal Reserve Board. Let me see, make the screen big. I'm gonna show y'all the screen in a minute. I probably just dropped a link in the description. Board of Governors of Federal Reserve System. That's the name of this website. This is from the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. And this is under the currently frequently asked questions column. It says, what is lawful money? How is it different from legal tender? That's the question. Lawful money is a term used in the Federal Reserve Act. That's a term used in the Federal Reserve Act, the act that authorizes the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System to issue Federal Reserve notes. The act states that Federal Reserve notes shall be obligations of the United States and shall be receivable by all national and member banks and Federal Reserve banks, and for all taxes, customs, and other public dues. They shall be redeemed in lawful money on demand at the Treasury Department of the United States, in the city of Washington, District of Columbia, or at any Federal Reserve bank. That was the end quote. Okay. The act did not, however, define the term lawful money. But up until 1913, the only currency issued by the United States that was legally recognized as lawful money was various issues of demand notes. That's what they call them, demand notes, subsequently known as old demand notes. This is what they're saying here now. So you go look this up yourself and read for yourself. And the United States notes authorized by Congress during the Civil War. At the time, some currency was not considered legal tender, although it could be used by national banking associations as lawful money reserves. Put quotes there. That's what they're saying. I'm putting quotes here because they put quotes here. Thus, the term lawful money had a broader meaning than the term legal tender. In 1933, Congress changed the law so that all U.S. coins and currency, including Federal Reserve notes, regardless of when issued, constitutes legal tender for all purposes. Also, federal and state courts since then have repeatedly held that Federal Reserve notes are also lawful money. That's Milam versus United States. It's 254 LFD. I'll just show y'all. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat so you can see the case law for yourself. It says Milam versus U.S. is typical of the federal and state court cases holding that Federal Reserve notes are lawful money. In Milam versus United States, in Milam, the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit reviewed a judgment denying relief to an individual who sought to redeem a $50 Federal Reserve note in lawful money. The United States rendered Milam, however you pronounce that name, $50 in Federal Reserve notes. Say they tendered Milam $50 in Federal Reserve notes, but Milam refused the notes, asserting that lawful money must be gold or silver. The Ninth Circuit, noting that this matter had been put to rest by the United States Supreme Court nearly a century before the legal tender cases, Gilliard versus Greenman, that's in 1884. It says rejected the assertion as frivolous and affirmed the judgment. See, so you can stop running around here acting like you can only get gold and silver, trying to keep the gold standard there, trying to use the gold and silver argument as if nothing is money. Okay, because these are court cases right here. Right here. You can actually, this is what the page is gonna look like. Board of Governors. How I found this, I can just I ain't gonna put the link in the chat. This is what I put on there, money legal definition, and I scroll down here where you'll find that. Federal Reserve Board Governor. You click on that, what is lawful money, and you'll get that page and be able to read exactly what I just read to y'all. Okay, and there's the court case to back up what they're talking about. Okay, so you can put to West saying that there is no money. Okay, because we got the different types of money out here. Okay, so what's lawful money? You can't keep talking about using the gold and silver argument, because that's some dead. It's been put to bed. We got to move on with that bullshit. Too many people still holding on to it now. Somebody in their mind right now got cognitive dissonance sitting in their head right now because I just showed them the proof, and they still stuck on saying that gold and silver because somebody on this internet done taught them that shit, and they stuck on that shit and don't want to detox from that shit. But that's on you. That's a situation you're dealing with within yourself. Now, moving on. Other forms of money. Your child support order is the money. Okay? It's a bill of exchange. You as a surety are supposed to operate according to the definition of a surety. You've been operating as a surety for your name all these years. Okay? One who at the request of another, or I would say, and for the purpose of securing him to a benefit, becomes responsible for the performance by the latter of some act in favor of a third person, or hypothecates property as security. Therefore, okay, we already know what property we're talking about. Okay, here we go. We're not gonna pause right here. Here we go. One who undertakes to pay money or to do any other act in the event that the principal fails therein. Now, we already saw what lawful money is. Okay, so we saw money is not just Federal Reserve notes. It's not just gold and silver. You can't be stuck on that. So now here we go. Go look at my definition look at my video about payments and what suffices as payments. And I went through all the definitions when it comes to money, payments, negotiable instruments, bills of exchange, all that different stuff, and you'll see that there's all forms of payment. Now go look at that video and you can come back here and then see and keep up with us on this part. a person who is primarily liable for payment of debt or performance of obligation of another. You are the surety. You've been doing it all your life. You've been swiping your card every single time, you know, or you're paying Federal Reserve notes, coins, or whatever you pay for. You use that. You've been performing yourself on behalf of your name throughout your entire adult life. You just didn't know, you just only been knowing one way to pay, and that's with Federal Reserve notes. And since your job only is limited with how much you're getting paid every couple of weeks, so that's where the struggle comes in, because we don't know how to pay nothing else. We don't know how to pay no other way other than with Federal Reserve notes. So we've been taught. Now, so that's why you got to look into what suffices as a payment. Look at those things and learn how to use. We have to operate as a surety the proper way. Now, we got to go deeper and learn more about different ways to pay. Put it like that. Different ways to pay and perform. And you're operating as someone that's incompetent, a state of incapacitation, when they can tell by your performance or lack thereof based on how you performing. So when you start performing like a surety, they see you as such. But we go in there having a straw man argument, you know, talking about I'm the living man and all this. Like, they know you're the living man. So, you know, but you're having them internet arguments and they're starting to make us look bad out there. I've done this shit myself. That's why the joker called me, you know, a sovereign citizen, and you know, I'm putting gobbledygook in the paperwork, you know, because I'm having this, my son is my property type shit. I'm having them arguments 5-6 years ago too. So you have to move on from that shit, because that's not what it is. You gotta perform properly, okay? In the commercial world, all this shit is commercial. And you just gotta know how to operate properly when it comes to your surety, your suretyship, your position as surety for your name, okay? A little side note. Yeah, it's official, mama. It's official. It's official. That damn name is now trademarked, okay? It's official. Now, anyway, back to what I was saying. I thought I'd throw that out there. I was happy as hell when I finally got that done. So I put it out there. I don't give nobody permission to use my name to try to get no money without my consent. Otherwise, you best believe you're gonna hear about it. Okay, now here we go. When you're doing what you know concerning, you know, mailing your stuff off. I'm not going to talk about what I do privately when it came to my case. At first, I was filing stuff on the record publicly, and I shouldn't have been. But it's a permanent record. It's done. But to be quite honest with you, that stopped. The woman ain't fucked with me since I did that on the public side. But you're supposed to do shit on the private side. But you know, you utilize that child support order, and that's the money. Okay, that's the money. You're supposed to send that to them, endorse it, render unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Is that not what the scripture says? You know, it's a tax situation. The Caesar's supposed to represent a tax collector. You give them what belongs to them. That's what belongs to them. Okay? Who drawed it up? Who typed up the child support order? That's the drawer. Okay? They drafted that up. They typed it up. Let them deal with it. Say, you don't get to draw up no obligation on me and think I'm supposed to just take on it. And when you're a public servant, you are a public servant. You get to operate as a trustee once I appoint you. So that's exactly what you have to do. You just got to appoint them. Now, put them in a bind. Now they got to perform. But anyway, for those, if you already know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm not dropping them kind of jewels on the online. I'm gonna start charging for what I'm doing from now on. I'm not doing that shit. So I'm not gonna put the whole thing out there for free like that. So, because people don't want to. Anyway, let's keep going. Anyway, so people who I'm helping privately, I help them privately, and I'm doing it for them. They got some of them getting kind of mixed up on simple shit, really. But I can understand, because I did for my first time. I did it kind of wrong too. But the more you do it, more you kind of get to practice in the operating. Then you kind of, you know, it becomes like child's play to you at that point. But anyway, I like to put this little number right here the number, whether you write it on there or you peel this here off and you put it on your instrument. But I'm gonna put that number on the document. The document, when I say document, I'm talking about the child support order. When I endorse that son bitch, you endorse the back of it. You endorse it, get it notarized. I put the registered mail number on there. If you wanna do it certified mail number, that's on you, okay? It costs more to do registered mail. However, it's more secure, you know, registered mail. So, but you know, cause they won't lose, you ain't gotta worry about them losing your shit, you know. Sometimes these things get caught up in transit and be stuck and you don't know where the fuck your shit is at. But that's the risk you take sometimes, cause sometimes, for some reason, U.S. Postal Service at one point was, they were short-staffed and they had some backed up on their work. I don't know what's going on now. Hopefully they got that shit together. But you can take that number, peel that first one off, put it on the instrument, okay? Put it on top of the instrument. I even put the same number on my notice because you got to get that instrument with a notice, okay? But both bottom line is whether you write it in, type it on there, or put the sticker on there. Not the whole sticker, just that piece I'm showing y'all. On that, on the instrument and the notice, then, you know, bottom line, it needs to be on there. I would do that so that when someone, and then because when you get done getting your stuff notarized, you're getting your stuff endorsed, I even put on there, I even invented something called the notary witness statement. It's just something I just made up. That's on you on how you do it, but I just got creative and did that myself. Basically, it's an itemized document that's showing everything that goes inside my envelope. And the witness and the notary is witnessing that they witnessed me package all these items in that envelope. And they're notarized it and I'm signing that too. So I got that as part of the package. So they see, they won't try me saying, I got an empty envelope. Yeah, I received your thing, but there was nothing in it. You won't try that shit with me because I got a witness. But anyway, some people use these things. I got one of these things that's brand new. Got it from another guy, I forgot his name, but he gave it to me years ago, back when I had my old YouTube channel. He had a Form 3877. He gave this to me, but I've never used it. And most of the people in the post office, they're not used to people using them anyway, and I don't want to get up and try to teach somebody how to use some shit I'm using for the first time. So if you don't know how to, you know, so I thought I'll still get the same thing done. So I itemized it, typed it up myself, and I get it notarized. I got a witness proving that they saw me package this up. So you can't try, you ain't like you got an empty envelope. Now, fast forward. Put all your information on here, who you're sending it to, okay? You got the green card, if you got that there, you need a green card. If you're not gonna put this on here, if you're gonna put it on your instrument, you need to handwrite it here, okay? With a pen, of course, and put who you're sending it to right there. Usual shit, put your information there, and put their information here. So, and that's how I do it. You know, I just put this on the instrument, that little strip right there, put it on the instrument, and just handwrite it wherever you need it, where else you need it. Either way, it works. So that's what I do. That's what I do when it comes to that. Same thing with this here. On the back of the instrument where I endorse it, I put that little sticker right above it. I get it notarized, you know. The notary, like I don't know if I said this already because this take 2. the endorsement, the endorsed child support order gets notarized, and so does the notice. It gets notarized. Now, the other things you could be doing too, that if you choose to do so, that's on you. But you know, I'd rather not talk about that on this forum. But bottom line is, I ain't had no problem with that woman. She done got ghosts on me now, so I don't receive statements in the mail. I don't get none of that. She got to perform now. It puts them in a, you know, they got to perform as public servants because you appoint them as trustee in your notice, and you send it to them, and you got proof that you actually did it. Now, let me say that about the proof. Once you get everything notarized, okay, you got your notary, you got your notice, you got your certificate of service attached to your notice, you got the notary witness statement, you got your endorsed child support order. Okay, preferably I prefer for me myself. I'm telling you what I did. If you choose not to, that's totally up to you. But I got a certified copy of the child support order. I wanted to certify that this is a true and correct copy of the child support order. So I went to the county and got a certified copy of it. Okay, endorsed it, get it notarized, put the notice with it, appointing the opposing party as the, you know, as the trustee to utilize this instrument, you know, to settle the matter. Okay, that's in short. That's what I'm saying in the paperwork. Now you take it. I went to Office Depot. I go there all the time. And I put the whole thing in that self-service printer thing that they do. You put it up, put the whole stack in there. Now that last page, which remember you're endorsing the back of the child support order, which means there's something on the front and the back of that page. I would take that whole thing loose, okay? Because you know the staple items can't be together in the printer anyway. So you got to take the staple loose anyway. Take that one page out of that, and put it to the side, and put the whole rest of it in there, and you know. Have it emailed to yourself. You can. They got it where you can have it emailed to yourself, and then if you don't know how to do it, take it to the counter in Office Depot, and they'll do it for you. They'll charge you a few bucks, maybe $5, $4, $5, $6 at the most. I forgot how much it was, but it's not a lot at all. And they take that second page and do it separately, but they send it all to the same email because you can't. That if you got a front and back page, it won't scan the same way as the rest of it would doing just the one side. So that's going to be two different scans. So they'll send it all in one email, and now you got your evidence right in your emails. So now you're good right there. Now you want to also make copies of physical copy as well, because you're going to make sure you send it to your opposing party. Your opposing party needs to be known, need to be notified. That's if you. I had to pause for a second because I was about to say, it's two different things that I did. I didn't have to do it. I bond the case is what I did. I bond the case after I did what I'm telling y'all what I'm doing. So they actually got a lot of securities already, so they're not gonna fuck with me at all. So anyway, the more I learn, the more I start doing. So that's just how I just do shit. I be like overkill with shit. So, but she got goes on just basically what I just did, what I'm telling y'all now. So bottom line is, so you can send it to you send that the opposing party there, and you got copies of what you sent them, okay? So you doing that on the private side. I originally filed my evidence and shit all on the damn record. You weren't supposed to do that shit. So me not knowing me learning it and moving as I was learning, that's why she was playing dumb at first when I was actually giving her the instrument. Gave her the instrument without the notice, actually. Gave her the instrument without the notice, filed a motion to try to get it dismissed based on that. I'm actually mixing public procedure with private procedure and wondering why she was still trying to play dumb. But once I served her that damn notice, that's when she got ghost. She ain't fuck with me since. So, and that was like back in February. And we about to go into May. And I don't get no kind of nothing. But now I'm gonna I'm gonna request the financials to that court case from the clerk of the court and settle that matter, so I can get confirmation that I'm done with it. Cause I ain't, I'm not bothered at all. Ain't nothing came out of my pocket except for the mailing, what it costs to mail it out. So, and to notarize it and all that other stuff, to prepare my paperwork. But other than that, that's it. And so now I can move forward. And now that my name is, I got the trademark and all that other stuff, I'm gonna start, doing a whole lot more than that. But as far as the child support part of it, that's the money is the child support order, okay? The child support order is the money. So, so that's on you on whether you're gonna research and learn more about that and how to deal with that. That's on you. But for you guys that are still fighting child support, you just got probably the biggest gem I'm gonna give you on a public platform. As far as like helping people with the process, I'm not doing that shit for free. So I'm not gonna do that for free. Cause I'm tired of helping people for free and getting shitted on at the end. Plus I need to make a living in the damn way. I don't even work a 9 to 5. I take care of my father and that's all I do. I deal with this here. I'm learning a whole lot of stuff that's actually, it's life changing. It's amazing how much information out here that we've been missing out on all our lives. So if I have somebody with a process, I don't have a problem helping somebody with a process, but it's gonna come with a price. So I don't use donations because there ain't no damn donation when you paying somebody to help you. So there ain't no damn donation. But anyway, I guess they try to do that to keep from being taxed. But it is what it is. But I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. Hopefully that helped y'all out with this, as far as I getting your stuff prepared. Do your thing. Get on out there if you already know what to do. Do your thing. Be active and stay on it and stay on them until it's over. Okay? Don't be scared of none of this shit. When you're operating in equity, one more last thing. When you operate in equity, they go by the intention of the letter. Okay, so you ain't gotta worry about you gotta make sure you don't say this and make sure you don't say that. And you know, people put a lot of fear in people's hearts when they tell you gotta be careful, otherwise they're gonna be knocking at your door, you're gonna go there, they're gonna come after you and all this. They're already coming after you, already on child support. You know, like, don't let these folks have y'all scared to fight back. You know what I'm saying? Scared to perform and scared to do any damn thing about these folks shitting on your rights. Okay, you got to get out of that. So you know you got to be the one that's willing to get on the offense to get them off your ass. So you know you just got to be willing to go there with them. But anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. Y'all hold it down. I'll see you on the next video. Signing out.